Can you see the gold chart? Hello, guys. Can you see the gold chart? Can you just communicate via the chat box? Okay, thank you, Don. Okay, great. So, guys, yeah, this is Nesbet, actually from INFX. Thank you very much. Yes, today I decided, like, so what we're going to do, everyone who is under us, especially I'll be doing webinars with you every Wednesday and Friday. So today it's fortunate that we have NFP along the way. So I'm going to do a go chat with you briefly and quickly because I only have 45 minutes to do that. And then you guys, I wish you the best with trading on your NFP. So with my strategy, like I was saying earlier on, I focus mostly on LO12s, which is a price action strategy. So what we do is normally we check the market from the monthly time frame, and we take it down to the lowest time frame that we can say for that time. So yes, as you can see, still updating. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's network. I'm just waiting for the market to update from that area. But anyway, where I want us to focus mostly is from this part. So this, on my previous analysis, I'll send it on my Telegram channel that I have. On the previous analysis, this was our wave 3 target. So, and then this was the correction of our wave 4, right? Okay, great. So and then what happened now? Now we are trading wave 5. So this is the beginning of wave 5. So we use a strategy which is called LO2S, and yeah, where is it? Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So we use a strategy called LO12. So what does it do? It's actually, we measure the impulsive and the corrective waves. So as you can see, from this point to that point, this was an impulsive, and then there was a correction there, and then there was another impulse, and then there's a correction there, and then we're expecting another impulse. So this is what we call an LO12. This is the complete cycle. So what happens normally is that we check, we can see here, there was a correction to that point. So we start from the monthly going down to the lowest time frame. And then as you can check from here, so what happened here, what I can see here, I'm seeing that this market, it actually moved from this, okay. No, on this one, okay, no, it moved from there and then there was a correction. So in this case, this one, we call it a WXY movement, WXY. So that's the correction that we have here. So what happened? The market dropped from that point to that point and to that point to that point. Let me just do this. So we only have 45 minutes. I would try by all means to move quickly, but for those who want beginners classes, you can actually text me on WhatsApp and then I'll send you the link where you can go and join and watch those classes on my YouTube channel where I was teaching. Anyway, so we have this, and then that's how we get our wave 2. And also it is said by our strategy that wave 1, it has to be wave 3. It's normally 161.8% of my previous wave. As you can see, it was extended to that point, which is actually correct. So it's actually abiding to my principles. So now we are here. This part, this is the most important part that I want to talk about. This is where we are right now. This is what the market is giving us right now, currently, right? So we can see that there's a resistance level from this point. Okay, and then there's a support. Sorry. What the fuck? And then we have the support level to that point, right? So now this is the ranging. So currently, what can we say about this market? We can say that this market is ranging. So what are we expecting from this point? We are expecting that at the end of the day, this market, it has to shoot up back to that point. Okay, what are our supporting components? Okay, like I said, the market moves in a cycle. So we have 1, 3, and 5. So 5, 1, 5, 3, 1. These are what you call the impulsive waves, and then 2, 4. These are what we call the corrective waves. So what we normally find out that, okay, we want to talk about this correction, what was really happening here. So let's go down to weekly. Remember on monthly, or 5 is somewhere there, you don't have a confirmation yet, but we want to find out what type of correction is this here on a weekly. Let's go down to weekly. So if you go to weekly now, we are here. So since we are playing around this area, so we are now here, and then we saw that, okay, this market actually, it was moving from that area to that area. And then we actually, okay, this is the zone. So what they normally do, they move in zones, guys. So they normally move in zones. So when you are targeting a profit or take profit, never say it's a point, it's a zone. So you'll be expecting the market to come in a zone. So one thing that I want you to realize here, this is very clear. Let's use the trend. You can see there was a trend from there to that point. I'm going to use broken lines on this one. Okay, let's actually use the broken line, the dotted line. Okay, and then we can also see that this was the channel. The market dropped in a channel here. So with this channel, it gave us our first leg of the correction. Okay, and then there was another one, another movement. So in this case, one thing that you have to understand with corrections, they move in three. So they form three waves, and then an impulsive wave is formed with 5 waves. So what do I mean by 3 waves? This is 1, 2, 3 to give us a leg. 1, 2, 3 to give us a leg. And also in this scenario, we've got 1, 2, 3 to give us 1. And then we have a correction, and then we've got another correction down there. But in this case, it depends which type of corrections. We've got so many types of corrections. So what I've realized, a lot of traders, they are good with whatever they do, but now when it comes to corrections now, that's where they make a lot of mistakes because they're not patient enough to wait for the market to give them the confirmation. So they want to confirm before the market confirms. So let's try and label this. So we're going to label this ABC quickly. So we said from that point to that point, that point to that point, right? So we got our first leg. So this is the smaller ABC that we get inside this. So we can also try to give it a name. Yeah, it's the lowest one. Okay, right. So after that, it actually gives us what? This whole movement to give us this A, and then we're gonna get this B, and then we're gonna get that C, right? So we're gonna change this into the sub micro. Okay, and then should we change the color? What do we change the color? Okay, let's change the color to orange. Okay, right. So like I was saying earlier on, we get these movements. Okay, like this. Okay, so now we got our ABC to give us this A, and then we get another ABC there. Let me try to copy this one. Okay, doesn't want to copy. So we get another one there, to there, and then there, to there. So guys, if you are to check, and also the other thing that you have to understand, they are what you call inside waves. So it can be a wave whatever for another wave, right? So what I'm trying to say in this scenario, for us to get this A as well, there was a what? There was a 1, 2, 3 to give you that A. There was a 1, 2, 3 to give you this B. There's a 1. This is a 1, and then there's a 2, and then there's a 3 to give you that C, right? So this is what we call the inside wave. So that's how these waves they work. Okay. So from there, now we get this B, and then after this B, now we want to deal with this C. So we are here on this C. So we are now focused mainly on this C, this part. So as you can see also on this part, we have another channel from there to there. Okay, actually let's go to daily. I believe on daily it's more clear. Okay, great. So this is us on daily now. So now we are here. So like I'm saying, we have got this channel, we've got that touch, and right. So we've got this touch. So I want to talk to you about something, another type of a correction that you must know. It's what we call a triangle. It's also a correction. So we've also got a touch from there. So normally what I use RSI or MACD, but mainly the simplest is an RSI that you can use. So with my RSI, it confirms my divergence and whatsoever that I'll be looking for. So as you can see, in this case, this is a triangular correction. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is A, B, C, D, E, and then we've got a breakout. So for you guys who trade flags, what, that's a triangular correction. There's nothing like a flag. There's nothing like it's a triangle. It falls under the family of a triangle. So this is what is happening here. Okay, great. So, and then from there, we can, our E at that point, and then with our D at that point, and then we've got our C at that point. So, and then we've got our A. So in this case, our A was a bit weak, but it's fine. That's our A. Okay, great. So we have something like this. Okay, so this is what we're seeing on daily. So basically on daily, the market at first, as you can see, they came and gave an attempt here to break out. So remember, back in our mind, we know that, okay, this market is actually trading in a channel. Remember that range that we saw. This is the range that we saw. We still remember it, right? So this is our leg D. So the other thing that you have to keep in mind, actually in wave 4, we have a lot of types of correction that can happen. We can get a zigzag, we can get a flat, we can also get a triangle formation. So meaning to say, don't limit yourself that this market is going only to correct with A, B, C. It's also, it might come to that point for D and then come down for E again. But for instance, for the time being, what are we seeing? We are now, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing that, okay, the market now, it's from this point. And then what did they do here? They broke out this channel. So let's go to, don't worry, I will open for questions and answers. So what if you've got questions, just keep in mind that you're going to ask your questions after this session. Don't worry, I'll give you opportunities. So I'm just gonna reduce it a bit so that I want to see if my trend lines, because as we go down, they are really touching correctly. So okay, great. Okay, so we are going to talk about this part. That part we're done with it at the back. I think this one must come touch the something like that. Okay, great. But anyway, this is a breakout. So we can observe a breakout. And as you can see here, the good part about this, you can see there was a divergence there at the end. I'm trying to show you these candlesticks. Okay, so check this movement from here. This is another 1, 2, and then we have 3, 4. So at the end, we have a divergence here. So if you have to place your RSI, it will give you this divergence. So this was a minor divergence that we got here from this. So some of you, we recognize this as what as ending diagonals. Remember the diagonals. So this is how the diagonals are formed. Okay. Okay. Let me put it on red. And then let me put it on red. Okay, so this is how diagonals are formed. So this is ending, as you can see, the market is ending, and then there was a breakout and a retest here. Okay, great. So now we have to pay attention to this movement. So what are we going to do now? We have that point and that point. Don't get lost. Be with me, stay with me. So like I said, you are from C, now we're creating like D or a potential of what? Of wave 5, right? And remember I said that they are inside waves. So we might get wave 1 of wave 5, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 to give you wave 1. And then that will be wave 1 of wave 5 again. So it's a pattern, it's a cycle. So from that point, check. They broke it out and then there was a weak correction, but this is a correction, right? So now I want you to check something. There are levels that now we need to pay maximum attention to. This is the first level. Okay, I'm going to change this color again because we are moving with a great pace. So this is the first level that you must pay attention to. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying if these guys, they are to correct, you have to pay attention to this level. Why? Because they gave you a 1 and a 2. But this 2, is it a real 2? Let's check it first. Okay. Okay, great. So now the other thing that you have to observe, they came in 50%. So my 50% is a neutral zone. What does it mean? It means that at some point it acts as wave 2, at some point it acts as wave 4. So this is a neutral. So this was a weak wave 2. That's why you are seeing that your wave 4, it was also deep, because we had a what? We had a weak wave 4. We had a weak wave 2. And then what do we expect? We expect a deeper wave 4 correction. So that's why they also came again in the 50%. So this was a deeper correction because our wave 2 was what? Was weak. Okay. So you must understand this. So the other thing that you must also, let me see something here. Let me try to add my RSI so that I can show you what I mean. Updated. What do they mean updated? Okay, let's put RSI and see. Sorry guys, I'm not actually. So with RSI, no, these are not the levels that I pay attention to. So it's 14 strength. Okay. Okay. So yeah, these are the levels that we play around. We play around with the 70, 50, and 30. Okay, it's actually 5. So what happens here now? Like I said, I want you to check at this point. So what does RSI mean? It means relative strength index. So what does it mean? It means that it moves relatively to price. So whenever price is going up, we check, this is the movement of price. And then this correction, this is the correction here. And then this movement up, this is the movement up. Then this correction, that's the correction there. And then this movement up. But now one thing that I want you to realize, how to use an RSI. If you are to check price from this point to that point, it was moving up, né? But if you come on RSI from that point to that point, it's moving down. So what does it mean? Now they are opposing because it's a relative strength. It moves relatively same pattern with the price. So now it's opposing. That's why we are facing what? This is a signal on its own. There's a potential sell signal here from that point. Okay. So there's a potential sell signal. So how are we gonna do it? Now we can check. Okay, we've got a first touch and the second touch there. Great. Okay, so what are we expecting now? We are expecting that the market, they might come and retrace into this level, mostly, and bounce mostly on this trend line. But if they fail to bounce on that trend line, obviously they're gonna come and test again this area, and then we go up. So in this, by them doing so, we are actually confirming that what you guys call a breakout and a retest. Okay, so I think almost done. I would love to open question and answer session. Okay, so let me just adjust it. Then I'll show you guys what we're talking about. So great. So this is what we have right now. So I'm going to unmute everyone, and please let us behave and participate very well. Thank you very much. How do you unmute? Okay. So if you're unmuted, just know that yes, you can ask any questions if you've got questions, or else you can unmute yourself. Okay, great.
Hi.
I see. Okay, yes, how are you? Please say your name, and then we can move forward, and then you can ask your question. Anyone with a question, guys, let's talk. We don't have much time. We are left with few minutes, or maybe all of you didn't understand anything, because this is more of mathematics as well. I'm not saying it in a bad way. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
I threw a question in the chat.
Okay, there's a question in the chat. Thank you. I have tried using oscillators in past with not good success. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I got a lot of bad signal. What is up with that? Okay, great. So this is a very good question, guys. So let me tell you one thing. These are what you call indicators. An RSI is an indicator. A moving average is an indicator. And that's how these people, they manage to create what we call the robots. They expect at what do they call them? Expect advisors. So what happens now? You have to understand price action. And for you to confirm with an indicator, you have to know price action first. So the reason why it might not have worked for you is because you relied on it alone. So I'm going to give you a very good example for you, if to in future to see that indicators they work. it's like you are a driver, right? And then you are following behind another car, and then that driver indicates. So when the driver indicates, does it mean he's turning right away to whatever direction he's indicating to, or is giving you a signal that I'm about to turn? Hello, did you hear what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So now with indicators, they will just give you a signal. So what does it mean? They'll give you, it's an alert that, okay, this is about to happen. But you have to confirm now with your price action, with your strategy. So what I always advise people when it comes to trading, do not rely on one indication. Please have 2 or 3, mostly 3. They have to confirm and what we call a confluence. So when you have a confluence, it's about 3 or to 2 signals. So these ones, when they merge together, then that's when you can take a trade. But if you only have one confirmation, it's rare for you. Out of 10, you can win 2 out of 10. You see, that's where the problem is. So you win 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I actually see it.
In this case, for you, we all know that we mostly have a potential buy, but it doesn't mean that the market is going to buy like 100%. But this is a probability game. So it means the probability is what? It's more on buying than on selling. So what I would do if it's me who's trading, if I'm not in a trade, because I believe this trade, there are some clients who took it from last week. If you're not in this trade, what you do right now, you wait. So how are you going to take this trade? So you have two levels now. You have got this level. Let me show you. You have got this level above this area, right? So there's nothing special about NFP or any fundamental that happens. To me, it's what we call, they just come to confirm your strategy. So if you are not in this trade, it's either this market will drop down there to this area and then buy, or else they'll break this area and then you buy on their breakout, or you can wait and buy on their retest. But normally with gold now, when it goes, it goes. So you rather wait for those areas. That's where you can get a signal. You get my point?
Yes.
Yes. Any other question? So yeah, guys, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to give you more lessons on price action. The only thing that I did today, I just thought of like, okay, let me just do it in for the sake of NFT. Those who have been following me, I think you have seen my charts, how I do them, the before and the after, the price exactly it prints. And some of you, they would like, what's wrong with you? What really happened? But it's all about price action. It's all about understanding your price action. And yeah, most probably I don't win every day, but most probably you win 75%. You'll be accurate if you can stick around with that price action. So yes, for me, I'm looking more for buys rather than for sales. But I'll wait and see what the market is gonna do. If it's gonna sell today, it might sell until to this area, and then I will look forward to buy it, because you remember the bigger picture that we saw on weekly and monthly. Don't forget about the bigger picture at the end of the day. The bigger picture is we are going up there. So now we have broken this area. So what do? I would rather stick on buys than on sales. This is the bigger picture, guys. So any more questions? We're left with 9 minutes. Do you have questions, guys?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
So how do all this you have talked about mainly is technical analysis. So how do you incorporate the fundamental? Because like I had
exactly,
the US dollar is weakening.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing you are buying gold, but like I'd like to just break that down.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to explain on that one. So the other thing that you also have to merge with fundamentals. Thank you very much for bringing it up. Ne? You have to pay attention to fundamentals, because the market is driven with fundamentals. Mostly technicals, they are there, but fundamentals, they are the ones which drives the market. So for you to get good entries, you have to pay attention to these fundamentals. So especially when it comes to NFP, remember NFP is about the job claims in America, right? And also remember, America is one of the biggest actually states or countries or a nation. which are actually mostly we rely on when it comes to what to volatility. So you have to pay attention, like, okay, on the previous month, what was happening in the month of July? What really happened in the month of July? You have to pay attention to the CPI, and also you have to pay attention to the neighborings, which are especially the euro and the pound. So as you saw yesterday with pound, they also raised interest, and also with euro they raised interest before. So those are what we call the red flags that you must pay attention before you trade NFP. So even at some point, some people would ask you like, but NFP is positive, but why is it the dollar is weakening? It's because of such news which are behind. So investors, they don't depend on jobs. Yes, you can create more jobs, but for how long? What are you going to sustain if the economy is weak? If this and this is not happening, you see. So as you can see, also there's news about oil which is against America. So those kind of things, to you, they must give you a flag. So that's how you like, okay, what am I going to do? But so with market makers, they are very clever. What they do is they won't move the exact direction there and there. But what they do is they try to bring what we call a bias and confuse traders, mostly retail traders, which are not patient, and then you go on a wrong direction. So I always tell people, make sure when you're trading, the trend is your friend. If you get the trend, how do you get the trend? The trend, you get it from bigger time frames, monthly, weekly, and daily. Those are your time frames to get the trend. So if you're a scalper, you get your trend from daily H4. But mostly, if you're a swing trader like I, mostly, yes, I swing trading. So you get your trend from those bigger time frames, and then you stick around the trend. So when the market is selling by that time, and your trend is a buy, you don't sell. You wait for a buy. So that will be your retracement level, meaning to say it's an opportunity for another buy. So yeah, that's what I can say about fundamentals. And I hope I answered you.
Yeah, you did. I wanted to just ask you,
Yeah.
are you going to enter your trade during the news, or you are going to wait after the news has subsided?
No, unfortunately, currently I can't trade. I'm not longer allowed to trade. I work for IronFX, but what I would do for you guys, I asked for this opportunity to always give you insights about the market. So and also there are guys which were joining webinars. They were asking me to teach them about price action. So what I'll do is I'll just try and give you some lessons on price action. But unfortunately I'm not trading.
Oh, okay. And do you usually trade the news, or you ignore those ones, those kind of trades?
So normally what happens with the news on my side, the news is there to confirm your strategy. You don't trade news, is there to give you a confirmation.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
So like I said, fundamentals, they drive the market. So news is fundamentals. So they are there to give you confirmation, not to give you a signal. So you
I'd
must,
like you to like, I'd like you like in like future meetings, you really go deep on the fundamental stuff, because personally for me, I'm
yeah,
an intraday trader. So
okay.
like, I'm only good at technicals. I don't do like fundamentals, but I realized like with fundamentals, like my last two trades that helped me pass the first stage of
Yeah.
my funding challenge, they
Okay.
were all
So,
based on fundamentals, because like the euro was weak and JPY was strong
yeah.
and things like those.
Okay. No, no, not a problem. So what I'll do in future, I'll make sure I will keep you posted, you guys. I believe all of you here, I've got your numbers. That's why I managed to send you some emails, some invitations. So just check on me on my status, and then I think I'll update next week, Wednesday. We can do a session about how to trade fundamentals and technicals and technical analysis. How do you merge the two? So
Yeah.
we can do another session. Like I said, I will try by all means every Wednesday and Friday we can have a session, a 45-minute session. So guys, we're left with 4 minutes. Any questions? Okay, in case you have a question, actually maybe you're shy to ask here, or whatever. But what I need you to do is just email me, and then I'll respond to you, or text me on my WhatsApp number, and then I'll respond to you. Let me just drop it here. But I believe all of you you have my number, right?
Yeah, we have it.
Okay, great. So then everyone, you can just text me if you have a question, and then we'll talk and explain everything further. But in case you don't have it, let me just drop it. So guys, I hope all of you have got live accounts with us, and I am going to make sure that I will help everyone to become profitable from my side. So what you just need to do, you just need to be dedicated. No matter who you are under, I'm not taking parts. I'll just make sure everyone who's under me is going to become profitable. Anyway, guys, we're left with 3 minutes. Any questions? So that's my WhatsApp number, that one. Okay, great. If we don't have any questions, I wish you the best. Let me just, in this minute, let me try to show you. Okay, yes, you can ask.
I've got a question. So NFP is coming today. So my guy there was asking a question. So how do you usually trade news? You trade before or after? Do you enter before or after?
Like I said, I just gave you an insight how to do it. So what I said, whenever fundamentals they come, they don't give you a signal. They are there to confirm your strategy, number one. And then number two, what you do if you miss an entry, so you now have to check with the demand and supply zone. So you have to understand the demand and supply zones. And then those ones, some of you will call them the high and lows. So for those, they will give you a signal. I want to quickly and show you this chart that I analyzed a long time ago. It's pound USD. You can see my pound USD. I even said that I'm expecting for a buy there. So I keep my charts like analyze and keep them for quite a long time. As you can see, this is a long time chart. So as you can see that this is a movement that I'm expecting to go way further up. And also the other thing that you have to pay attention, you pay attention to what we call the candlestick formation. As you can see, price has been weakening here at the bottom here, and you can see also. So what I'm expecting a drive. I'm expecting a drive. So at the end of the day, if I'm going to trade this pay, I'm looking for what? For that side that I just showed you right now. This is the side that I'm looking for. And you can draw also a trend line here. And you can also put your trend line there. So it's a breakout. As you can see, it broke it out. Unfortunately, I'm left with 1 minute. I wish I had more time. But anyway, we shall have more sessions, guys. But I hope you got something from what I said.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. So as you can see here, so there are. Anyway, for those who have more questions, you can actually email me or text me, and then we'll take it from there. Make sure that you have a live account and fund your account. If you want more of these lessons, you must fund a minimum of 1,000. Okay, thank you. Cheers. We'll talk. Bye. Bye, everyone. Wish you the best. Make money. Bye.